Today, I'm joined by Deepak and Maritime from Continia. How are we, guys?
Good morning.
Very
How are
good.
you?
Good to see you again.
Very good to see you. I always love talking all things, saving time, and it's very fitting that you guys have It's About Time in your backgrounds. So we're here to kind of talk about how businesses can, save time when it comes to expense management. What challenges do you see, Business Central customers when it comes to submitting expenses and doing expense management in Business Central?
Well, look, if you've ever submitted an expense or had to make expenses, you know how painful it is. It's painful for you as a user, keeping those receipts, having to put them in your pocket, hoping you don't lose them and forget about that expense. And then at the end of the month, when your finance department has been harassing you, spending 2 or 3 hours, taking pictures of each receipt, putting them on a spreadsheet and then putting them in, submitting them. And then, of course, being told that it's the wrong kind of receipt and it should be a VAT receipt. And then you chasing, going, where's my expenses? Oh, they haven't been approved by your manager. They're still stuck at your manager level approval. So it is fraught with manual process delays. It's a frustrating process for users. It's a very frustrating process for the finance team as well, because they have to spend a huge amount of time, which is a very valuable resource, chasing, working things out, validating, making sure you've not put in the same expense twice, making sure you're not cheating the system and trying to claim things that aren't really real expenses. So it's not an easy process to manage, and it's a highly risky one.
One we face for every customer when it comes to expense management. And myself personally, when I was submitting expenses, if the process was clunky, I didn't submit it. And then, as you said, I was end of month stress trying to get it all done.
Yeah.
So, Maritime, how does your solution extend Business Central to combat this issue?
So there's not a native expense management solution in Business Central at the moment, and that's where we chip in. And as with all of our solutions, they're built inside Business Central. So for the finance teams, it feels quite natural to process these expenses from now on, and the users will get a convenient app on their mobile phone. They take a photo of the receipt. AI now grabs all of the information. You swipe to the right, and it gets processed. And if you also then have the approval, of course, not forget about that, because the approvers also do not like this a lot. They just now get an email, they can approve on their mobile phone. So actually, we make it a lot easier for the 3 parties involved.
That's amazing, Maritime. And then in terms of impact, Deepak, what do customers typically see when expense management is implemented? What impact to the business do they see?
Well, by far the biggest saving is time in people's daily work life. So the finance department saves a huge amount of time. Relationships are not strained. Okay, when people are chasing each other to get things done because they haven't done it, finance team needs to close month books. They need the expenses in. Well, they're not chasing managers. They're not putting pressure on people when they've also got deadlines to meet. And the last thing you want at the end of the month is your finance department saying, fill in this when you're trying to close deals or whatever else you might be trying to do and get over the line. So time's the biggest one. Accuracy and fraud when it comes to financial leadership, they're really keen to make sure they're not letting money escape the business. They're not paying expenses that they don't need to, or accidentally paying errors or duplicates. That's a very, very big one, and that's probably one of the biggest financial impacts we have. The other area of financial impact is things like VAT reclaim on expenses. There comes a point where the finance department just goes, look, is it really worth me spending 4 hours trying to get back this £35 worth of VAT? It isn't. I'll just let that go because it's going to cost us too much time. You add that up over the year, suddenly there's a lot of money walking out the door, or missed reclaims that you could have captured in your business, and that hits the bottom line. So look, time, money, and happiness, they're the big impacts really that we have on a business with the expenses solution.
Martin, what is one feature that customers really like about Continia Expense Management and that I should look out for in the demo?
Can I only mention one? There are so many nice features.
We'll keep it to one.
Well, what I want to emphasize today about how easy it is to submit expenses, but maybe to talk about some features. We work very closely together with Microsoft. As an example, Microsoft has a sustainability module within Business Central. And even though it was a hot topic 2 years ago, then it cooled down a little bit. We see it's coming back again within companies. And what we can do in expense management, we can capture ESG data and send that to the sustainability module within Business Central. And it all happens automatically. So when you do a mileage claim, it records your kilometers or your mileages when you're in the UK, for example. If you're taking a flight, it can calculate the distance for you and how much and in what seat you were sitting, like economy or premium economy. Which I really like, but also the mileage claims. We use Google Maps to calculate the route for you. We have a lot of tax rules, I think you would say in English, incorporated, one from the HMRC, for example, that after 10,000 miles, the rate will drop a little bit. You can set up different rates per person depending on their car or engine size. And the third one, I know you asked for one, but I'm a bit cheeky here, so I'll say three. But this is really true what we hear back from the market. We have an integration with Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. So if you as a customer use corporate credit cards, we get the transactions uploaded on a daily basis into Business Central, and expense management will try to match these transactions to the receipts that the users have sent in, saving you a lot of time getting everything reconciled. And of course, well, even I make mistakes. I sometimes forget to send in a receipt. Instead of the team having to chase me, the system will send automatic reminders saying, please submit the receipt from the fuel station last Friday. So it's really convenient for both parties. I get a reminder and the finance team doesn't have to chase me. And these are some things that I would like to show to your audience, Mark. Yeah. So, as you know, with expense management, we can submit expenses via the app that you have on your mobile phone. Works on iPhone and on Android phones. We also have a portal to submit expenses, but today I'll show you the most popular, the app. You grab your phone from your pocket, you open up expense management. You can log in with single sign-on from Microsoft. You would click on new expense, and then you see all kinds of fields that you would need to fill in, defined by your accounts payable team. You can take a photo of the receipt. You can grab a photo or file that you have on your mobile phone already. In my case, I have some receipts over here. And let's say I'm going to grab this photo. It's a fuel receipt. And then you can see that the AI, because we have AI in our expense management, grabs some information already with instantly almost. Captured the amount, the currency, the date, and the merchant. However, our software learns very fast. For example, if you select a payment type, you can select I paid this with my own money or I paid this with a corporate credit card. In this case, I will say I paid this with my own money. And what the system does, it will look at the receipt and it will look at the last 4 digits of my card, 1, 2, 3, 4 from MasterCard. And now it saves in the background, if I see MasterCard ending with 1, 2, 3, 4, I will fill in the payment type for the user. So next time the user does not have to fill this in, making their life a lot easier. The same goes for the expense types. Expense types, you can see them as categories. In the background, it will add general ledger accounts in Business Central, how much VAT you want to claim back, but the user just selects, well, this is fuel for my car. As a user, what is realistically, I usually only fill in my description. I can say fuel for my company car, like this. I can add comments for the finance team. But if you remember from our last series when we spoke, Mark, Deepak and I talked about ESG. So within Business Central, you have your sustainability module, and expense management automatically captures ESG data for you. In this case, it captured the fuel quantity in liters for you. But it can also do this with how much kilowatt hours you put in your Tesla, or how many liters of diesel you put in your car, of course. It all does that automatically for you. When I'm happy, I can just swipe to the right and the expense gets sent to Business Central and I can forget about it. The tax authorities even allow that you can throw away the receipt because a photocopy of the receipt is good enough. Let's say you use a corporate credit card. You can use it like you would have paid with your own card. And let's say you forget to send in the receipt. Then instead of the finance team having to chase you via email or give you a phone call or send you a message via Teams, expense management will send you an automatic reminder of the expenses that you made with your corporate card. As a user, I can see this credit card transaction over here. I can click on it. All of the information has been filled in based on the information that we received from your bank. I fill in my description, hotel for annual event 2026, something like that. I can add my receipt that I have on my mobile phone. Yes. And now I can swipe to the right. So for you as a user, even if you've made a mistake and you forgot to send in a receipt, you can see, you can fix it within seconds. For the people from finance that are watching, you don't have to start calling your people anymore, your colleagues, I mean, I'm sorry about that. It will just send automatic reminders to the person. We can also do mileage claims. We can do this, of course, both in kilometers and in miles, depending what region you're doing it from. We will use Google Maps to calculate the route for you. And the convenient thing for the users is you can really use it as Google Maps. So let's say I'm at Bearing Point, then I can say Bearing Point, Ireland, and I want to go to Dublin Airport. I can just type it in. It will calculate it's 16 kilometers. So in miles, it will be 10 miles. You can set that up, of course. It will take a picture of Google Maps for you, and you can switch between the routes. You can take the tunnel on the right-hand side, I believe, yes. But also, let's say there are roadworks, you can change the number of kilometers. But the nice thing for the accounts payable team and the approvers are that they will get a message saying Google calculated 23 kilometers, you're trying to expense 25. Do we accept that? Yes or no? You can add fuel receipts if you want to. We see this more in the UK. You can fill in the purpose, of course, go to the airport. And then I can add a comment. And then when I'm done, I swipe to the right. The system will ask me, do you want to create a return trip as well? Continue from there to another place or just submit it. Super nice and convenient. And now, you get a record of it. You can also, of course, create your favorite routes. The ones that you do often when you travel to a certain project if you want to. Per diem, we do not see it a lot in the UK, but we see it in Ireland and other European countries. We can do this as well, where you can give fixed allowances to people. I'm going to give you £10 for lunch and £25 for dinner. That is different than company policy, which we also have, of course, where you can say you can spend a maximum of £35 on a dinner, and we can set up a lot of rules around this. A final feature that I would like to speak about is the new report. We can create expense reports. Deepak and I, in a couple of weeks, will go to Ireland and visit some of our partners over there, including Mark and his team. So we will create a new report called, let's call it what shall we call it? The Ireland trip. Ireland trip 2026. And I press create. And now Deepak and I can add our expenses and mileage claims into this report, and we can bundle everything together. So when we're done visiting everybody in Ireland, we close this report down, and then our manager can see in one overview, you guys spent X amount of money visiting all of our partners in Ireland. Make it really convenient to bundle things together.
Hopefully not too much money spent on Guinness, Martin.
Of course. For strategic thinking. We love it over there. Thanks, Mark. Very professional. We can add our expenses straight from here, our mileage claims and our per diems, but I can also press save. And then, for example, when I use our corporate credit card, I can add them into this folder right over here. And the nice thing is that the accounts payable team can already see in Business Central what people are adding into it. And even though it's not being closed off yet. People from Bearing Point, I would love to show you a lot more. I can talk hours about the solution. Hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea of how the app can work within your organization. I now quickly want to switch over to the role of the finance team. At this moment, the Business Central and the app are synchronizing. All the data gets sent back and forth. There we go. And now the accounts payable team, if they click on expenses, this might be a bit small for you. Let me zoom in. Can see over here the receipt on the right hand side. They can see all of the information over here in the lines on the top left. And at the bottom, you can also see the comments that were made. And the same goes for the fuel for my car. If a user used a corporate credit card and did not send in the receipt yet, you can see it's still pending expense user, and you can see the attachments are missing. It goes without saying, everything that we try to do automatically, you as the finance team can overrule that because you're a finance and you are in control. Now, this was a short highlight of expense management, what Deepak and I wanted to share with you. If you would like to have a full demonstration of the solution for you and your team, please contact Mark or your other representatives at Bearing Point, and they'll be happy to organize this for you. Mark, back over to you, and thank you for giving me the time to show this to everybody.
Martin, no, thank you very much. In minutes, you showed how efficient it is to submit expenses using Continia Expense Management, how easy it is for end users, and how slick it is also for the finance users as well to view the expenses that are to be approved, to be submitted, and make sure that they're following the right rules and regulations that they need to for submitting expenses. Thank you very much for your time, both. It's been a pleasure. And if anyone else is interested in learning more about Continia and the other products that Continia have to offer, please stay tuned because they're going to be coming up again in the showcase very shortly. Thank you very much, both.
Thank you. Have a nice day, all of you.
See you later.
Bye-bye. See you later. Take care.